bring in our panel now. Waleed Phares, a former Trump foreign policy advisor, also a member of the Transatlantic Parliamentary Group, and John Jordan, a former naval intelligence officer and board member of Stanford University's Hoover Institute. Gentlemen, it's great to have you with me tonight.
Good to be here.
Is a backstop that they're planning with China, Waleed?
Yes, absolutely, Bianca. The Russian leadership has actually coordinated with the Chinese months and months ago. Obviously, they wouldn't know ahead of time what would the Western response be, but of course, they have to study every single opportunity. So now, with regarding to the credit cards that you have just mentioned, yes, that would be a major pressure on the Russian public, Russian youth, and Russian civil society. But the latest information now is that they are coordinating to partially replace these cards, or the same cards being used, with the Chinese credit cards. Now, obviously, they have not tested this. They don't know if this is going to work and have the same results. But on the psychological level, they are trying to reassure their base that they could withstand that pressure for many, many months. But everything is open. We don't know if it will work or if it won't.
Interesting. I have a map here, and Waleed, when you look at that, this can really be a game changer. If Russia goes in and the land grab continues over to Odessa, who knows? Moldova's right there on the border as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for showing the map. So the basic strategic goal of the Russian leadership, of Mr. Putin, basically, in the beginning of the war, and they will continue till whatever they're going to get on land, is Donetsk area to the east that we can see on the one hand, and also the coast. In my assessment, the original plan was to close off the Sea of Azov. That was very important for the Russians because this is where they can base their large fleet. They were very concerned about NATO ships going into the Sea of Azov. But now that they are controlling all that coast all the way to Crimea and to Kherson, basically they have taken away from Ukraine all the access to the water except Odessa. So now it makes it very logical strategically for the Russians, if not stopped by any mean, is to take Odessa and probably move all the way to the border with Romania. That is a must in the mind of the Russians if they want to seize all these coasts.
Iranian nuclear deal, which Russia, Iran are negotiating, and the U.S. is in a very difficult situation, Waleed. People are really shaking their heads at how did we get here?
We are shaking our heads because, from the beginning, it was very strange for the Biden administration, I call it the Biden-Obama administration, to be going back that fast to the Iran deal, any form, any version of the Iran deal at a time that the Iranians have shown very clearly what they are doing in the Middle East. What Russia is doing in Ukraine, the Iranians have already achieved in Iraq, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Yemen, and beyond. But now, in the midst of a Ukraine war, that the administration would be working on the side with the Russians, which seems to me very, illogical to me, to sign the Iran deal. And one of the results of the Iran deal, if signed, if this is next week, is that we're going to allow money to be transferred to the Iran regime. The Iran regime, Tehran, will be buying weapons, including mostly from Russia. This would be an indirect funding or financing to Russia while we are putting sanctions on Russia. But more importantly, to link it back to the fighters coming to Ukraine. Remember that the Iranian militias control Syria. So those militiamen are coming with Iranian approval. I have a concern that it may not be only Syria. I have a concern that we may see Hezbollah capabilities, Iraqi militia capabilities, and even Iranian Pasdaran themselves inside.
And I do, in the days and weeks to come, Waleed Phares and John Jordan, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.